Well, hello everybody. Happy Easter to you. Happy spring, happy long weekend, whatever you're celebrating. My wish for you is to experience the very best that love and life have to offer. And I want to talk about the energy waves that are sweeping across the planet right now. A particularly interesting wave of energy moving through. It is really digging deep into our shadow, okay? Getting right into the corners of what may be remaining from work that we've already done. So if I said to you, oh, I'm seeing lack of self-worth coming up, and you would say to me, oh, Esther, I've already worked on lack of self-worth. There's no lack of self-worth coming up. But there is a little bit still there. Or maybe it's I'm not good enough, or I'm not pretty enough, or I'm not smart enough, or I'm not deserving, or I'm not lovable. And you have done so much work in that area. You're convinced it's completely gone, but there's a smidge left. And why is it important to release that little smidge? Because it's like the pebble in the shoe. You could have the smallest pebble in your shoe, but it is going to affect your walking experience. Okay? It could even cause blisters on your feet. And so what these waves of energy are doing right now, very interestingly, is that they're sweeping through our mind, body, and energy field and really bringing to our attention and unearthing anything that is still remaining. Okay? And at this point, it's not so much about doing inner work, because you've already done the inner work. You know you are worthy and deserving and lovable. It's about acknowledging, wow, I still do have some of that within. If I have it within, it's been affecting my experience in some way. It is not who I am, because I know I'm a divine being of light. I am none of that. I am my I am presence. And I'm ready to let it go. Okay? So this is how it showed up for me. And, you know, if it's showing up for me, I know it's showing up for you because we are connected in oneness. And so yesterday, it was a gorgeous spring day here in Belgrade, and I love to do boat rides, river cruises, anything on the water, because I'm a Cancerian. I just feel so good about water. And so it was this great day, and I knew that there was this river boat cruise I could take. And what's really interesting about Belgrade, it's where the Danube and the Sava rivers connect, okay? And I know that when two rivers connect, there's an energy vortex. There's a portal there. There's something really yummy. And, you know, I grew up in Niagara, on the province of Ontario, and in Niagara Falls, particularly in the Niagara Gorge area. There's a lot of areas where, you know, different water sources connect, where there's vortexes, and I used to spend so much time there. So I was really excited to go out on the water, because I was told that this cruise was going to take us around the buoy where the two rivers meet. You're going to be able to see the different colors of the water, the different currents. And so there I am out on the water. I see the buoy, and the local legend is that if you make a wish, it's a red buoy, and whatever you wish will come to pass, because the water energies are going to work together to make it happen. Of course, I made a wish, because I'm going to buy into that aspect of the collective consciousness. And then I just allowed the energies, you know, to bring forth whatever needs to bring forth that maybe I wasn't willing to face or acknowledge, or was there and I wasn't even aware that it was a pebble in my shoe. And what happened was I came home from that cruise, and about 45 minutes later, I had this overwhelming flood of lack of self-confidence come up. And I didn't engage it. I just kind of, you know, sat back and went, lack of self-confidence, because I feel very confident. I know I am confident. I own my confidence. Many people would say that I'm confident. It's an energy that I exude, but I was willing to consider, you know what, there might be still a part or an aspect of me that doesn't feel very confident. And, words were coming up like, you suck, you're never going to amount to anything. And I knew that that was old stuff, because those were familiar words of things I used to say to myself, to be hard on myself, to criticize myself. It was an old strategy of pushing me to do better, right? And I haven't encountered that in a heck of a long time. So I just sat with this lack of self-confidence, insecurity. There was even fear attached, right? Because if you're lacking confidence, you're fearful of, people may take advantage of you, or things that you do don't work out, or people don't like you. I mean, that's really old from childhood coming up. And so really there wasn't too much inner work to do there, because I just sat back and I said, all right, I am at that level of consciousness and awareness and embodiment now, that I know that I am a divine being of light. I know that I'm goddess. I know I'm an extension of source. I know I am the universe, right? And lack of self-confidence, you suck, fears, right? Nobody likes you. That is not part of source energy. That is not a divine being. Okay? So it was easy for me to separate the two. And then what I did was, okay, where in my body am I feeling it? And interestingly, I felt it up on the right portion of my head. And so I just sat with it and I watched it, and I saw that it was really integrated into my computer, my brain. And I went, ooh, this is a mental program that we're releasing right now. And I just gave permission to myself, my divine self, to move it up and out. And I just put a little bit of vortex of energy. I tapped into source energy, put a little vortex of energy there, and just said, okay, unwind it and pull it out of my brain, the computer, just like, I was imagining like a cassette tape or an 8-track tape where it breaks and you're pulling out the tape, and then just sending it back to the galactic core for transmutation. And then once that was all gone, I just, imagined that I was flooding that area with pure light from source. Okay. And I tell you, within 10 minutes, all of a sudden this peace came over me, this calm, that inner confidence began to rise up again. And I was just so very grateful for the experience. And I knew that part of it was being in the river in that vortex, but also this is indicative of the energy waves that are sweeping across the planet right now and right through this weekend. Okay. So I wanted to come and create this video for you so that if you're moving through this weekend and all of a sudden this wave just comes out of nowhere and you're like, what the heck is that? I know I am lovable. I know I am good enough. I, know that I am worthy. Don't dismiss it, because that could be this little pebble, this little smidge, residue, a wisp of something that is coming up and out, and we want it to go up and out. For the most part, I'm going to say most of you do not need to engage in it in any time of inner work. Just acknowledge where it is, feel it, sense it, and then just, do whatever release work that you want to do to release it. Like I said, I just put a vortex of energy there, held my intention, watched as the tapes were being unwound from my brain, and then just filled that area with light and basically had instant relief from it. And, for some people, this is going to happen for the next couple of days. So you might have 2 or 3 bouts of this. Okay. So just refrain from going into, oh, is this ever going to release? Or the work I've been doing hasn't been good enough because it's still here. No, it's been great, the work that you've been doing. This is about just really getting everything clean, spring cleaning right into the corners. And, for many people, it's the resurrection weekend. And what a great weekend energy to do this in when, spring is resurrecting, the plants are resurrecting, the animals are out of hibernation. Many people are celebrating the resurrection of Jesus, and, that there is life after death and renewal and growth, and and just use this as part of that renewal and growth experience that you're moving through. Okay, so I trust this was helpful on your journey. Thank you so much for spending some time with me, and I look forward to speaking with you again. All right, ciao everybody.